Well, to me, love is never giving up on the person, always willing to encourage them the way he does with me, and my experience with the whole TV show thing. And like, no matter what the stressful moment was, it was just like, yeah, I know he probably got tired of it, but he never gave up on me.
Love to me really is just understanding each other, um, showing up for each other, providing space for each other to make mistakes, to grow, to develop each other. And uh, the cliche is that, love is supposed to be always happy times and good times. But to me, that's not what love is. I think it takes the tribulations, the trials, the struggles,
Yeah.
and things of that nature to help us get to the point of love that is full.
Um, in my eyes, no relationship is perfect. So, like, in my eyes, the ideal relationship is two people willing to be understanding with each other and can cohabitate together with minimum issues, but not really all the issues and drama that comes with those toxic relationships.
And I think for me, the ideal relationship is one that is just full of understanding, one that is full of support, um, and also sometimes being able to um, argue and debate and still be able to find a happy medium. I think that's like the ideal relationship for me.
Um, my best experience has been overcoming my own insecurities. And that's because, yeah, there may be people that catches his attention or catches his eye, but at the end of the day, I have to realize that it's just like, okay, it's been 8 years. He chose me, so clearly there's a reason. So there's no reason to have those doubts and flaws about myself.
Um, I know for me, so the best experience for me is just us reaching a level of just knowing each other, and knowing what to expect from each other, um, and anticipating each other's needs. I think that's one of the main things that we always do. We also are like polysexual, and so being able to trust each other in a manner where we are able to invite other people in and still remain as strong as we are when it's just the two of us. And when they come and go, we're still just as strong. I think like that has been the best part of our relationship, knowing that we can stand the test of time.
Factual statement.
I know for me, it's sometimes uh, sometimes it could be feelings of the lack of trust. Though we are solidified in our relationship, sometimes there are things that may um, hinder us from a certain level of trust. Um, Again, with us inviting other people into our relationship, sometimes it's hard. It gets trying.
Yeah.
Sometimes the person that enters is only there for one person, or something like that. So our trust is always challenged in that way. But being able to, again, we usually overcome that. But I think like that has been the most trying thing, is just trying to figure out how we navigate through that type of lifestyle and remain true and truthful to each other.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah, it's the same. um, to be honest, sex doesn't really play that big of a role in our relationship. I mean, we've been together 8 years, so in gay years, that's like a lifetime. So we're pretty much sitting at home waiting for our favorite TV show to come on and just hanging out for real. But I mean, very pleasant. But I mean, it comes probably about 2, 3 times a week.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it to me it doesn't play a major role because I mean we're sexual beings, and we enjoy sex and we have sex, but like we're not one of those people who have a sex time clock or anything like that. Like we're not planning sex or anything like that. But yeah, we have it often. It's great, and sometimes it's more than us.
Um, well, no one really talked to me about sex growing up. It was very much came across HBO and Cinemax late at night, and it was just like once I figured out about that, I found out about a program called the '06 Crew, and they basically took in young black youth from the community and basically gave us that heads up on STDs and STIs and how we should protect ourselves. And I felt like that was very nurturing for a community center to just open up something like that for teenagers from the ages of 13 to 16.
So yeah, for me, first person that talked about sex to me would be my older sister, Erica. Um, she was both of my sisters were sexually active from an early age, so um, they were able to give me a lot of advice, and it was pretty accurate. Now being a sexual health professional and knowing exactly what I know that they definitely gave me a lot of things that were um, valuable. Um, and I would say that some of the things I still use to educate people today, some of the things they taught me aren't, the normal things. So yeah, I definitely would say that my sister did a good job at that. Mm. I wish I knew that condoms weren't the end all be all to safe sex. I think that's the main thing that I wish somebody would have told me is that, yes, condoms do protect you. Yes, condoms are effective, but I wish that it wasn't such a force fed situation when I was coming up. Like, I only knew that I had to use condoms to protect myself. There were no other alternatives being voice. So that for me, that I wish somebody would have told me that, and then I might have had an easier way to find out that I was allergic to latex.
Um, well, I guess one thing I wish someone could have told me about sex was that the impact it can do when it comes to being with someone intimately and that person not really feeling the same way you feel after the moment. And that's because, yes, that can cause a lot of emotional damage. My views on safe sex is to practice them. But I mean, me personally, as I've said, I've been with my partner for 8 years now. So we're at that point where we don't really practice it unless we bring someone in. But I mean, like, I feel like everyone should practice some form of safe sex.
And for me, um, I feel that safe sex is um, not a proper term. So my feelings about safe sex is that what is safe? What does safe look like for you? Safe sex is personal. It's not about you and the world. It's about you and your partner at the time. And so that's kind of my views on safe sex. So many people try to force certain implementations of safe sex on people that a lot of times it can turn them away from even having it. So I think that safe sex is while it's a great conversation, I think the language behind it needs to change. Yes, I do. I feel like you are genuinely looking out for yourself when you are aware of ways to avoid STIs or HIV.
Yeah, like to piggyback on what he said, I mean, like, yeah, I feel like it is a form of self care because not only are you looking out for yourself, but you also have your partner and whoever else you're bringing in into mind, where it's just like, okay, well, if I care this much about myself, let me at least try. And
I would also say it helps with like certain mental health situations too, because people who know that they're sexually active and stuff, that a lot of them kind of badger themselves. I know people who are like, "Oh, I had sex with somebody today. I need to hurry up and run and get tested," and it ain't even had time to do nothing, or you know what I mean. So like, it's kind of like you know what I mean. Yes, it is a self care thing, and yes, it's good for us. But I also think that in different ways than just protecting us from STIs.
I'll be honest about it. I don't know too much about prep. I know that it is a the word I want to use is a harm reduction factor, risk factor for contracting HIV from someone who is probably non-detectable.
No.
Oh, well,
It's positive.
okay,
So if
well,
they're undetectable, they're untransmittable.
oh, okay.
So PrEP is abbreviation for pre-exposure prophylaxis. It is a pill that you can take once a day to help you from acquiring HIV. There's also new developments with a once a month injectable PrEP that people can also take as a precaution as well. Um, there's two kinds of PrEP, Truvada and Descovy, but Descovy is the one that is pushed more because there are more tests that support that it works for the people it's designed for. And then the injectable PrEP now is also designed for everybody across the spectrum, including Black cisgender women and trans women as well.
Okay.
Absolutely. I certainly would. It is something that I have started the process of doing, but never really followed through with it. But I definitely feel like it's something that I don't have an issue doing, especially with us inviting people into play and things of that nature. I think that it would definitely be something that is a good tool for us to have in protecting ourselves.
Well, finding out all of these facts, yes, I would be more than willing to like take the steps to like really find out what prep is and get into using it.